You're done. You've decided to leave the US and live abroad. And since you're gonna need money to support yourself, obviously the first thing you should do is look for a remote job, right? Wrong, sis. But I'll tell you what is right. You clicking on this video today, because I'm going to explain to you why looking for a remote job shouldn't be your first instinct and what you should be focused on doing instead. Before we dive into it, hey girl, hey, welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Ariana, and I've lived abroad for over 5 years now. I help women figure out their path to earning and thriving abroad. Now, if you would have asked me 5 years ago what I think is the best way for you to make money abroad, I, like majority of people out there, would have told you, yeah, girl, get a remote job. Being in tech, I had one myself. But nowadays, finding any job is like an uphill battle, let alone finding a job that will let you work remotely and let you work outside of the US. So instead of using your precious time to fill out a ton of job applications that may not even be seen by an actual human, I would suggest that instead you shift your focus to earning your first $100 online. Now, you might be thinking, why $100? That is not enough to support me abroad or do a lot of things for that matter. And I hear you. This exercise or challenge is more about shifting your belief around making money online than it is about the actual amount that you're going to be earning. And that's because a lot of earning online for yourself, making money online outside of having an actual job, an employer, it has a lot more to do with mindset than anything else. So, working to earn your first $100 will help you to build belief that you actually can do this. It also helps to make your overall goal a lot more actionable. So, the end goal is to earn online so that you can support your life abroad, right? I hate to be cliche, but Rome was not built in a day. You cannot go from never having earned money online or never having earned money outside of an employer to suddenly earning whatever it is that you need to support your life abroad. It has to be broken down into baby steps, if you will. So, earning your first $100 online is basically that micro step to achieving the bigger goal. Earning your first $100 also gives you a realistic taste of what it is really like to earn money online. A lot of internet gurus out there will tell you it's just so easy to make X amount of money on the internet. And while there is endless potential for how much money you can make and how you go about earning that money, a lot more oftentimes than not, earning sustainable, reliable income online does not come overnight. It is not an easy thing where you just do something once and suddenly you're making loads of money. It doesn't work that way. So, working to earn your first 100 helps you to build that muscle and really experience what level of effort is required to put into earning money. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes getting comfortable with being uncomfortable if you're not someone who's used to putting yourself out there, self promoting, showing up consistently, right? These are all traits, skills, characteristics that are required to actually earn online. So, by doing this exercise of earning your first 100, you're really getting to experience all of this and getting a taste of what it would really be like when you are abroad and you are earning in, more substantial, bigger ways. I would also recommend with doing this challenge that you put a cap on how long it's going to take you to earn this first 100. So maybe a week, maybe a few days, maybe 2 weeks. I would say anything 3 weeks or less, because I know some of you all are working like full-time jobs and you got to juggle life, right? But you don't want to give yourself like months on end because that's just too long. It's not realistic. If you're serious about this and really want to um, push it, the whole idea is to push yourself, right? And to really see what is possible. So I would recommend trying to earn your first $100 in, a few days or a couple weeks at max. Doing this exercise, again, like I said, it really has a lot to do with your mindset, your beliefs. So it really changes your perception of what is possible. And we know, what we perceive to be is our reality. So by earning your first 100 and really seeing like, oh, I was able to do this, maybe your goal was to do it in 5 days and you do it in two, that will absolutely shift your perspective and really open the door of like what is possible for you and make it even more tangible, or um, just make it more, mm, empower you more, motivate you more, and inspire you more to make this move abroad, because now your earning potential or being able to earn online without having a remote job is not as much of a barrier because you see what is possible. And of course, it also teaches you how to be resourceful, how to get on the internet and figure out how to make money on the internet. That in itself is a skill. Like being able to be resourceful when it comes to making money is a skill in itself. So you're going to be learning that as well through this challenge. So those are all the reasons why you should shift your focus to earning your first $100 as opposed to just mindlessly applying for applications. But I'm sure you're wondering, well, girl, how? How am I going to go about making this first 100? And sis, I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so there are a few ways that you could do this. I've kind of separated them into two categories. And again, your $100 with this challenge, it's not to support your life abroad. So like, let's focus less on the quantity and more on the exercise in itself. So the first path that you can take to making your first 100 is doing gig work, using different platforms that are out there that will give you money in exchange for your time, or doing some quick task that doesn't require much skill. So some examples of this would be doing user surveys or user testing. There are websites out there that will pay you for your opinion and just to get your feedback as a human, like your perspective on things. Mainly thinking about user testing when I say that, but like using certain platforms or different applications, different services, they'll have you use them and just give feedback because they want to hear your opinions. There's also surveys where, they want your feedback. They want to know what you're thinking when you're using certain things or when you see something, and they'll pay you for this. Now, this is something that it's gig work, so it's it's not this isn't a job. This isn't replacing a remote job, but you could figure out how many of these you need to do to meet your goal of making that $100 in the time frame that you set for yourself. Another option with these gig opportunities would be playing games. Now, I'm not much of a gamer myself, but if you enjoy playing video games, computer games, there are literally websites out there that will pay you to play games. I mean, what I don't want to use the term easy, but is that not an easy way to make some money? And it just comes down to like calculating, like, okay, how many games do I need to play to earn X amount of money? Now, I should caveat this, even though I think it's obvious, that these don't pay a whole lot, which is why it's like you need to calculate how much in order to reach the end goal. But again, the idea is that you can reach this $100 through doing these things online. Some other ideas would be, and I'm looking down at my computer, so that's what this is. Some other ideas would be using your voice as a way to make money. So if you have a nice voice, you can do voiceovers, you can do things like voice acting. I've also seen recently with AI coming out and them trying to improve it, there are sites that will pay you to just read through a script. So they just want to hear your voice. You don't even have to have like a voice actor type of voice. You just need to speak English for some of these roles, or if they require another language, like speak that language. So if you speak another language, that's another way to make some money. But using your voice to bring in some income, you could also do transcription, right? So using your ears and your typing skills and hearing an audio file and typing it out for for a transcript. Another option, which is one you'll hear me mention often on this channel because it's one that I have a lot of experience with myself, but it is tutoring or teaching online. So the first thing a lot of people think about with this is English, and that's usually like an easy go-to is teaching English. But with tutoring, for me, at least in my experience, when it comes to tutoring English, it's less about teaching and it's more about just having conversation with people who want to speak with native speakers. That's been my experience with being on different like online platforms. These platforms let you set your own price. So you can use that to your advantage to meet your $100 goal. Um, and yeah, it's not like a formal teaching type of job. So you won't need like a certification or a TEFL. While those can help you, with getting certain gigs online, you don't need them. And when it comes to tutoring, there's also the route outside of languages. You can tutor math, sciences, even like I've seen tutoring for like not tutoring, I guess it would be teaching, but like art. There's a lot of different things. Like you can just look online. There are a ton of different subjects and interests that are out there that people will pay to learn from you. So that was one pathway that you can use to earn your first 100. Another pathway that you can use is freelancing. And I'm sure this is like no surprise because freelancing is a popular one. It's also the most, what I think is easily accessible. And it can also help you get to your first 100 a lot faster if you're looking to spend less time. Like with the gig platforms, it's almost like I won't say a guarantee, but like, you can earn X amount if you put in X amount of time. Versus with freelancing, it's more so you spending more time marketing and putting yourself out there and connecting and networking with people, and then pricing your services just right to get your $100. So you can do any type of service, any type of skill that you want to offer, and just price it at $100 or less. So if you want to get the most out of this challenge, maybe you just offer $100 service and spend the next couple of days marketing yourself to as many people as you can. And some ways to go about marketing yourself would be to just tap into your network. So, a lot of people I think of LinkedIn as a primary source. I know I did when it comes to networking and marketing, but you can use anything. You can use social media to reach out to people and let them know you're offering this service. You can use your phone contacts, right? Like I don't know about y'all, but I have hundreds of contacts of people who I may not talk to all the time, but like that's a phone number. That's a way of like reaching someone. And even if they may not be your target market of who your service is for, they might know someone who could be your next potential client. So doing that with your phone, doing that as well with your email, right? Like, and it doesn't need to be spammy or something like over the top. It could be as simple as like, I'm offering this service, this is what comes with it, and this is the price. If you or anyone you know is interested, please reach out. Let me know. Like, very simple, very straightforward. But it's really just getting yourself out there. And again, it's working through this belief, right? This voice in the back of your head that might be like, girl, ain't nobody gonna respond to that. Nobody wants this service. But you would be surprised. You would be surprised how many people would be like, oh yeah, $100, absolutely, I will pay for that. um so yes, those are the two ways to go about achieving this challenge. You can do the gig route, or you can do the freelancing route, or you can do a combination of both. As I said before, this exercise isn't about the dollar amount. And honestly, it's not likely going to be something that you're going to use long term to be your main source of income when you move abroad. But it will help you to create momentum and see the possibilities, making your goal of being able to move abroad and earn from anywhere a lot more tangible than just sending applications out there and hoping and praying that something will land. So now I would love to hear from you all in the comments. Let me know which pathway you are going to take to earn your first $100 online and what your time frame, time goal is in order to make it happen. I love hearing from you all, and I know that it can really help out some of the other ladies who are looking for some ideas and inspiration as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do share it with someone who could use it. Any women that you know out there that are looking to move abroad and really just trying to figure out their pathway to earning to support their new life outside of the US. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe as well. And if you have any other type of content that you are curious about or want to hear me speak on, be sure to let me know in the comments down below too. And I will catch you all in the next one.